And we are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the Manchester United fans, for the football fans who sometimes like to think about football deeply. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a good time. And it is Monday evening local UK time, which means it is your weekend full out show. Yes, guys, we have all the fallout from the Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest game over the weekend, as well as all the other games in the Premier League. We have Michael Carrick's quotes for you to go through. Some very interesting quotes for us to talk about. He comments on us, Manchester United, finishing in third place. He talks about Bruno Fernandes. He also speaks about Luke Shaw, guys. Yes, he says Luke Shaw is integral to Manchester United next season. I know that will ruffle some feathers. So Michael Carrick has done his post match, of course, interview, and so we're going to go through some of his quotes. He's also spoken about what could happen with regards to transfers in the summer. So we're going to have a look together, guys. Casemiro, of course, that was the last home game for Casemiro over the weekend, as we know. And apparently, the news is he was supposed to give an interview, but he was too emotional to give that interview. So we'll have a look at that news as well as the fact, guys, that Benjamin Sesko is not going to be available for the last game. I think we knew that already. I think it was clear that Benjamin Sesko wasn't going to be fit for the remaining games of the season, but we have confirmation that Sesko will miss the final game of the season. Also, guys, confirmation that Steve Holland, yes, Steve Holland, more or less Michael Carrick's number two, maybe you would call him that. He has signed his deal. He has signed his deal, which means it's only a matter of time, guys, before Michael Carrick is made official. It is made official that he is Manchester United's manager. That's all we're waiting for right now, guys. Just the official announcement from Manchester United. And last but not least, guys, in the show, we will end, of course, on Bruno Fernandes. We'll end on Bruno Fernandes and his assist record. He is not broken, but he's now, well, he's broken Manchester United's assist record, but he's now joint top assist with the likes of Thierry Henry and I think Kevin De Bruyne. So big up the chat. Big up the community. I hope you guys are well. I see Turkish in the chat. Like I said, we're going to go through all of this topic together, guys. Smash the like if you can. Turn on your notifications. Subscribe if you are new. Let's get involved. Let's get into all of these topics. As you guys can see on your screen, third place Manchester United. Let's talk about the fact that Carrick took this club from where it was, and most of us didn't even believe that we were going to finish in the top six. He has cemented us in the top three. There was a time where we were fourth and fifth. I think there was a time when we were fifth, and I said to my chat, guys, I think we can finish third. I think we can take Aston Villa and finish third. And some of you guys didn't believe me. We have secured third with a game to go. This is Michael Carrick on finishing third. He says, I think it's a great achievement to have gotten this far. The players deserve a lot of recognition for it. We want to keep progressing. The closer you at the top, the harder it is. Where can this team go? What can this team be? If we make the signings we are supposed to make, guys, where can this team go next season? Can this team, if we make the changes we're supposed to make in midfield, add the players we think we're going to add in attack, and in defence, can we challenge for the title? How much of an achievement is this? Finishing third. You can argue, what has Carrick done that's anything special? Has he done anything special? Have we seen individual brilliance? Are we giving Michael Carrick too much credit here in general? I mean, he says in this quote, the players deserve a lot of credit, right? But we finished third in a season where it didn't even look like we were going to finish in the top 6 or 7. So whatever way you look at it, right, he's done a good job. Let me know, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. He was asked about Bruno. He was asked about Bruno. And what else can Carrick say apart from what he said? He has a real talent and a gift for creating chances. That's what he does best. We've seen Bruno Fernandes in the double pivot for Ruben Amorim, people. And that's not his best position. No. And we didn't get the best out of him. But now, and that was the first half of the season. And I always say, listen, the first half of the season, Bruno wasn't that good. He wasn't that convincing in a double pivot. We've seen him there the previous season. And we wanted to sell him. We forget in the summer, a lot of us were saying, yes, let's sell Bruno. Let's sell him to Saudi. Get the £100 million. Let's go and rebuild. Reinvest it into a player who's more of a box-to-box. Because the thing is, this is still Bruno's team. The whole team is built to facilitate him in that 10 position. Because he can't play in a double pivot, as we can see. Or he's not as effective there. But it's just interesting how, just with time and perspective, and just a new coach and a new approach, someone could go from being the forgotten man, the unwanted man, to being the vocal point again. And you can say that similarly for Kobbie Mainoo. You can. So just want to point that out. Let's move on. This is very interesting. Tell me and let me know what you guys think about this. Carrick was asked about Luke Shaw. And before I read out his quote, guys, one of the concerns I had with Carrick is the potential for him to be consumed with what we call the Brexit FC mentality. Fall deeply in love with more of the English talent, like Luke Shaw and Maguire and Mason Mount, and put them above all the other talent. Of course, there's different degrees of this. And I said, I hope Michael Carrick just focuses on who the best is and plays the best talent that he has available, regardless of nationality. Because I've seen this before. So when I heard about this story of Michael Carrick speaking positively about Luke Shaw, I said, I hope this isn't him showing his bias already. But then again, guys, I thought to myself, hold on a second. Luke Shaw hasn't had a bad year. He hasn't actually had a bad season. At the beginning of the season under Amorim, I was saying that he looked decent. He looked good in that left centre-back role. And I was saying how good he looked when he was stepping out from the back. I was doing my tactical and analysis videos on Luke Shaw, saying that he was playing well in the back three. And now he's playing in the back four. And a lot of the criticisms of him from me is his aptitude, his application. He doesn't get forward, he doesn't overlap, all these things, but he still needs to do it more. And I will still look for another left back, but he hasn't been bad this season. Luke Shaw. If I'm being honest, as much as I don't, he's not my type of player, but I have to be honest, he hasn't been bad this season. However, it still concerns me. This is what Michael Carrick said on Luke Shaw. Being able to start every match is something fantastic. Next season, it will be a new season with a different schedule. So it's a matter of adaptation and experience. He's at an age where he knows his body. His experience will be important next season. So, Carrick is not saying he's going to start every match next season or anything like that. He's just saying that Luke Shaw and Luke Shaw's experience next season will be vital. And I think he's right. He's right. I've gone from let's get rid of Luke Shaw at all costs to yes, I still would want a more dynamic left back. But Luke Shaw could be the guy in reserve. I'm now valuing the experience now of some of these players that I wanted to get rid of before. Tim, big up Tim in the chat. Tim in the building stepped in. Hi, nice to get another win. Absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. Tim, let me just say this. It should have been 7-2, bro. It should have been 7-2. We should have scored at least 4 more goals. At least 4 more goals, Tim. Tim says we need a more goal involvement from our left back. 100%, Tim. 100%. That's what I say. I want a more dynamic left back who's, has more goal involvements while keeping Shaw as the guy with the experience. Yeah? Big up Eddie in the building. Luke Shaw is a survivor. That's what's happening, Eddie. What's happening is that some players are just surviving and outlasting, and they are getting credit for it. They're getting credit for it. Do I think Luke Shaw will make the World Cup? I think he will. Who are you bringing ahead of Luke Shaw at left back? Name me the English players who you're taking ahead of him at left back. Luke Shaw surely makes it, guys. No? No? Big up Eddie. Big up Tim. I would say so. And like I said, the Luke Shaw issue is, my issue with Luke Shaw is never his actual technicality. I think, just like Mason Mount, funny enough, he's technically sound, Luke Shaw. Volley, shoot, pass, he can do things. Is his application usually and his footballing IQ was where I'm frustrated with Luke Shaw. Anyway, big up yourselves. Let's go on to the next topic. Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick's now signalling that there's going to be a mixture of signings and youth being promoted next season to bolster the squad, guys. Eddie says Luke Shaw hasn't played for England under Tuchel. Eddie, I think you're going to have to tell me about England because I don't really pay attention to England and international football until it's the World Cup. So, yeah. Who's been playing for left back for England then? Skelly or something? Who's been playing left back for England? So this is Michael Carrick on next season. He says, evolving the group, that's one thing. That's for sure. If that involves reinforcements, then it will be reinforcements. Some of the young players will improve. We want to do better, but there's no miracle recipe for getting there. It's hard work, a common sense, and intelligence. So he's not saying anything there really apart from the fact that we should expect some promotions, guys, next season. I don't think there's anything for us to talk about here apart from the fact that maybe who do you expect? The obvious, right? Cher Lacey. Cher Lacey has to be promoted to the senior squad and be training with the senior squad full time next season. Surely, right? Is JJ Gabriel ready already to be promoted? Is Obi? Will Obi be promoted to the senior squad? I don't know, guys. Maybe it's a question for the chat. Give me 3 players you think that will be or in contention of being promoted to the senior squad next season. Maybe that's a question. I don't know. Eddie says I don't watch England either. Well, you know more than me, bro. I would have thought Shaw would have been given or been getting some game time with Tuchel. Anyway, Casemiro, guys. Casemiro, it's going to be a long goodbye for Casemiro. A lot of people are showing their love for Casemiro, showing their appreciation. It's been a lot of emotion from a lot of these guys with regards to Casemiro, and I mean, I understand it. Football is a very passionate sport. And it's just, yeah, he will be missed. He will be missed. He has been good for us overall. Of course, every player has their bad patches, and he definitely had a good bad patch under us. But he also saved us many, many times, scored many, many important goals to win us many, many games. I have a picture. That's a picture there of his son just chilling. It's just good to quickly have a moment once again. And it's, listen, Casemiro's leaving. Ugarte is also leaving. It's unfortunate for Ugarte that he didn't give us the memories that Casemiro's given us, and he hasn't played the amount of games that Casemiro has played, so we don't have that same relationship with him as we do with Casemiro, and that's just life. But it's good for Cas to be getting some love. Same with Malacia. I think Malacia is also leaving. I wish Malacia well. You know me, I'm always, they're humans. I can only wish people well in life. That's all you can do, really. But, you know, there's some quotes from Casemiro. He didn't get to do a proper goodbye. He was too emotional to do the post-match interview. And you can tell when he was given a microphone, he didn't say much. He was nervous. And fans, we're emotional. Fans love to see that sort of stuff. Fans love to hear that when someone says this is the best team in the world, this is the best stadium in the world, you're the best fans in the world, we just cheer that shit. We love to hear that stuff. And Casemiro will always say all these things about Man United. It will be Madrid. Madrid will be his number one love, and so it should be. So it should be. 5 Champions League. Is it 5 Champions Leagues, right? Or 4? Whatever. Doesn't matter. 4 is enough. So this shirt was never mine to keep. It belongs to those who came before and those who come next. My time is over, but the shirt lives on. Loads of emotive words to conjure up feeling and emotions. And I think it works. It works. So well done, Uncle Cass. Big up the chat. Big up Eddie in the building. Big up T Kizzles in the building. Eddie, I don't know who Luke Shaw wasn't getting into the site. I think Lewis Hall. Oh, Lewis Hall. I'll do my little research though, Eddie. Yeah. Thorson, Tyrell. Let me look through what Tim says first. JJ needs a few years and Obi needs a loan. Maybe Lacey. So only Lacey then, Tim. Only one, Tim. Only Lacey. Okay. TK says no youth gets brought up to senior team if we spend the type of money we are rumored to spend. Different take on it altogether. We will be bringing in 3 to 5 players, so unless injuries creep up, I say no youth comes up, says T Kizzles. Maybe if you look at it just pragmatically and logically, if you're getting 2 players in every position, and as TK says, if you are strengthening in the positions you're supposed to strengthen in, you've got Ahmad and Mbeumo on the right, you got at the moment Zexi and Sesko, but it could change. Then you got Cunha and whoever that left winger could be. Dorgu at the moment, but could be someone else. We got Bruno / Cunha for the middle. You got Beleba and Walton and Kobe. Then you got, if we're supposed to strengthen, then which youth comes up to fight who for what position? So I hear that, T Kizzles. Thoughts on Tyrell Malacia? Eddie, my honest take on Tyrell Malacia is that, once again, I think Luke Shaw goes to some witch doctor every time he gets someone to challenge him. Because I feel like, Eddie, when we had what's the Brazilian called again? That Brazilian one before we had from Sporting. The Brazilian from Sporting. When we bought that guy, yeah. Tellez. When we got Tellez, I thought Tellez was better than Shaw, and Tellez was doing the most. And then after a couple of months, it was like, huh? This guy, is he really that good? And when Brandon Williams comes, he was just like, yeah, Brandon Williams is doing his thing for the first 2 months. Brandon Williams is whipping crosses in, and after about 2 months, it's like Brandon Williams is. Then Tyrell Malacia came, and then Tyrell Malacia for the first 2 or 3 months, he was just short passes, just energetic, and then he just got a knee injury, and then it was just something like Luke Shaw does this. Luke Shaw does this. He's managed to find a way to Dan Housen. To you are he's cursed, yeah. Everyone he's looked good. So my thing about Tyrell Malacia is, before he came to the football club, he looked like a nice left back. He got injured, and he's never looked the same. Even before he got injured, his crossing wasn't that great. But then I remember, do you know what? We've bought loads of Evra. Patrice Evra, I ain't gonna lie, yeah. I don't even know his crossing is that great even now. There was a time where Evra kept putting the ball across the floor. I'm like, bro, Evra, cross the ball, please. Evra, please cross the ball. In the air, please. And he wasn't that good at crossing. So Malacia's crossing for me is not that great. And while I feel like technically he's all right, we didn't get to see enough of him. And the injury didn't help. So I feel like it's more unfortunate circumstances for Malacia than anything else, bro. That's what I feel like. Tim says JJ needs a few years and Obi needs a loan. Maybe Lacey. I think I read that already. Yep, I read that already. Yep, read that. Why didn't they give Malacia the mic? Eddie, you know why they didn't give him the mic, bro. Man would have blown everything up. You can't give a disgruntled employee the mic, bro. You can't give a disgruntled employee the mic. A guy that you've been arguing with, and contracts negotiation broken down. You try to get rid of him. You try to set man up. You did all of these under the desk tactics to try to get man kicked out of the organization. All these things, and you want to give man a mic for him to say a few things, bro. I'm blowing the whole shit up. Every shit gonna be blown up. I'm gonna tell shit about your mama. I'm gonna tell people what you ate last night for dinner. Who said what to. Listen, I'm telling everybody everything. Everyone's going down with me. That's why, bro. You can't give man a mic. Eddie, you know you can't give Malacia the mic, bro. Come on. Our youth ain't that good. Even Kone isn't good enough. We overhype them. Tellez was mid. Yeah, he turned out to be mid after all. Oh yeah, and there's also another one, the Dutch guy with a funny haircut. We bought what's his name? Was he Dutch? Swiss? We had him for like a season, didn't we? I think we spoke about this already. And we spoke about the Tottenham one. We spoke about we had that Tottenham left back on loan. But there was also a Dutch, not a Dutch, German, Russian, one of those guys. I think he had blonde hair. I can't remember. You guys will know. Give me B, B, Billet, Bitem, B. Oh man, it's annoying me. It's annoying me that player. And Fergie bought him? No, was this Fergie time? Was this at Fergie? Maybe this was before. Anyway, guys, we keep it moving, guys. We keep the show going. We ain't stopping. A last little note here from Casemiro before we move on, chat. There are places we pass through in life, and there are places that become part of who we are. Manchester will forever be my home. To the city, the club, and every supporter, my sincerest thank you. These past 4 years have been unforgettable, filled with moments, and my family and I will carry with us for the rest of our lives. There simply aren't enough words to describe the happiness and warmth we've felt here. Thank you for every cheer, every memory, and for making us feel at home from the very first day. Forever a Red Devil. Big up Casemiro. Butner, yeah. Yeah, but that was, I'm just getting mixed up. Butner, I'm thinking, it's B, Butner. Butner, yes, flipping Butner. But that was, my brain was like, yeah, but that was before. That was at Fergie time. Fergie bought Butner. Yeah. It's also good, guys. Look at that. That tweet there is on 250,000 likes, bro. One thing about the Casemiros, the Ronaldos, these big characters, they know how to work the media. Casemiro might not even feel like this. This might even not even be true. It doesn't matter. He's been told what to say. He said it. His PR team is really good. Every single word there was chosen perfectly. And these guys are really good. Look at this. This is his time here at Manchester, by the way. The front bit. I'm pretty sure the Champions League medal trophies at the back and whatnot. That's not, but the front. That's what I'm saying. People, when you look back at his 3-4 years here, some people might say they didn't want him to be here and all these things, but he will say, hold on a second, I was at Manchester for 3-4 years and I won 2 trophies. And the only reason why they won those 2 trophies was because of the large part I played in both of those competitions to win both of those, the corners, the headers I've scored. I was integral in our success. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Player of the Match awards, all these things. You know? But big up Cass. Big up Casemiro. Benjamin Sesko, guys. Tim says we can't judge youth players from armchair. They can develop suddenly very quickly. That is correct, Tim. I agree. Some of the best footballers in the world it just clicked. Like I always tell people, Thierry Henry was not tipped to be as good as he was. No, I'm telling you, Nicolas Anelka and Louis Sahar, out the 3 in France in the youth team, were both tipped. And you can still argue. Some people today argue Anelka is a better striker than Thierry Henry, but Thierry Henry is an overall better footballer than Anelka. You can listen. You can argue that if you want to. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just saying that you just never know because like Henry wasn't having a good time at Juventus. It weren't really clicking for him at Juventus. It weren't, and then he went to Wenger, and Wenger went, "All right, cool, cool. What we got here? Opened the box, saw Thierry, and he was like, okay, give me a couple of years. Boom, it didn't even take that long. And all of a sudden, we're like, what is this guy? Why is he playing like this? What's Thierry Henry? What's he doing? Just dribbling, just moving the way he's moving. Why? How? You never know, guys. You never know about trajectory. A player could just become a bad boy overnight. You just never know. You know, look at Anderson. I'm not saying Anderson became a bad boy overnight, guys, but all I am saying is that Anderson is 23. If Anderson was that good from the age of 18, I'm just saying I would have been hearing about him for the last 5 years. I haven't. I feel like it's only this year I've heard about someone who's approaching his mid-20s. Like, whoa, like, is that Central C? Like, where the hell did he come from? Where the hell did Central C come from? Them industry. So what I'm saying, yeah, is I'm agreeing with Tim. You just never know. You never know. You know, Nanny, Nanny actually started off at a higher level than Nanny at 18 years old was better than CR7 was at 18 years old. The difference is CR7 drank some spinach, drank some Kool-Aid, and at 22, he found something else. He would just step overs to step overs. He was skillful, but then he found some end product from nowhere. He was just dribbling past people and smacking into top corners. I was like, whoa. And if Nani followed the same trajectory, he would have been better than Ronaldo. But he didn't. He got better, Nani, but he didn't burst through that glass ceiling the way that Ronaldo did. It's just how it is, man. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Benjamin Sesko is expected to miss Manchester United's final game of the season against Brighton. United decided to let Sesko miss the remaining matches so he can recover from a shin injury against Liverpool. We kind of knew this. We spoke about it in the last show. It makes sense to me. There's nothing to play for, guys. If we lose the next game, okay. If we win the next game, okay. Right. Let's give me my 100 million for getting into the Champions League. That's all. Let's give me my 100 million. Or whatever it is now. I don't know, guys. I'm just assuming it's still around 100 million. I don't know. But give it to me in this. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. So we don't need to play him. It's okay. Let him rest. You know, like we spoke about before, guys. I don't think Slovenia are in the World Cup. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let him rest. Chill out. Cool. And we go again next season. There's no reason to rush him back or anything. It doesn't make any sense. So big up Sesko. Relax your batty. Relax yourself. We go on again next season. You understand? Jano. Yo. There we go. Next news, people. Steve Holland. Big up the chat. Big up the chat. Steve Holland, people. More good news if you're a Michael Carrick fan. This is just to, for me, signify the fact that Michael Carrick does have the job. And we're just waiting. We know that already, but we're just waiting for the official announcement by Manchester United. You wouldn't give Steve Holland a new contract if you're not going to keep Michael Carrick, because you don't know whether the new guy coming in might want someone else, right? So this clearly is happening because you've made the top decision first, and everything will have to flow from the main decision, which is, of course, Michael Carrick. So Steve Holland has also signed a new contract at Manchester United. We understood this and we knew that this was coming. He is seen as crucial figure into Carrick's backroom staff. Holland stays and, of course, puts pen to paper to a deal until 2028 with a further option. So the same as we believe Carrick was going to get. We spoke about the Carrick deal and how the journalists are saying it's 2 + 1, 2 years + 1. 2 years + 1 would be 2028 with an option till 2029. So we expect Michael Carrick, in terms of the length of contract, to receive an identical deal to what Steve Holland has received. So nothing out of the ordinary here. I don't think the chat, if there's any conversation to be had there, are you guys happy with Steve Holland's here? He's more of a defensive coach. We understand that. We attribute a lot of our, I guess, good defending to the fact that we have Steve Holland. We spoke about the fact, actually, that most of the coaching staff that we know, the front-facing coaching staff, are defenders, are defensive coaches. We have Steve Holland, who is known as a defensive coach. We have Johnny Evans, and we have Jonathan Woodgate. Those are the three main coaches. They're all defenders. So we spoke about that fact in other shows, and we'll probably continue to speak about it. But it's also clear we need attacking coaches, guys. We need attacking coaches. If we want Carrick to be successful, I think we need to surround Carrick with the best guys. So let me know your thoughts on all of that, if anything. Big up the chat, big up everybody. Let's move on then. Let's talk about Bruno Fernandes. I want to touch on this very briefly as well, guys, because as I said in my show, as I said in my match reaction yesterday, I think Bruno had another good game. He's enjoying himself. He's playing well. You know me about when it comes to Bruno. I'm not somebody who waxes lyrical and kisses his ass and say he's the best thing since sliced bread and he's the best signing ever. All of these things. I like to be more measured. I criticize Bruno a lot. I do. And I like to think balancing out. I'm balancing it out a little bit, right? I think he gets praised too much for his GA. And often I see someone who gets GA, but his actual 90-minute performances aren't always that great. And when we do need him in finals and other moments, he often, against the big teams, he doesn't show up. So I do critique him. I do criticize him heavily. I understand that, right? For many other reasons as well. But right now, I have to say he is playing well. He is enjoying himself. Listen, in the last match, he could have had 4 or 5 assists. Probably should have had at least 2 or 3. Probably should have broken the assist record. And if he did break the assist record, guys, he would have broken it by really only starting to play from around November, December onwards. Up until around November, he wasn't really doing much at all in that double pivot. From November, he started playing, and when Carrick came, he started playing even more. He started playing better. He was put in his number 10 position, his favoured position. So he would have done it by kind of playing half the season. And I still think he can do it. We have one game left to go. And if he does it, I'll be clapping, I'll be cheering. Well done, Bruno. Well done. Listen, once again, might not be my favourite player to watch, but you can't deny what he's done. You can't deny the numbers. And sooner or later, even if you don't like the way he plays and all these things, the numbers are flipping deniable. Absolutely. So big up Bruno Fernandes. I wanted to be there and just give him his props. Just give him his props because like I said, guys, I'm one of the first, and I will probably still be the first. If he needs to be criticised, I'll be one of the first. But for now, right now, well done, Bruno. 20 assists in this season. So, that being said, guys, next season we will have Bruno in the 10 and the team will be built around Bruno. But if you're getting 20 assists, you can argue, why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't it be? Big up Bruno. Big up Bruno Fernandes. I think I did a good job bigging up Bruno for once. Giving him his flowers for a little bit. Big up Bruno Fernandes. Elliot Anderson, guys. Elliot Anderson, chat. I thought, and a lot of people are thinking that it's done and he's going to Man City. Right? Or is he? Or is he? Elliot Anderson has shared this photo or these photos via Instagram. This is how I want to read it. This is funny. Who am I going to replace? Photo with Cass. And the partner of the future, photo with Manu. These are 2 photos that Elliot Anderson released and put up himself. These aren't photos that this person has put up. These are photos that Elliot Anderson has posted on his socials. Why, out of all the photos you can post, maybe he's put up more than 2. Maybe he's put up 3 or 4 or 5, and someone's just taking these 2 up. But why would you post these 2 photos? That's what people are saying. People are, of course, putting 2 and 2 together and equaling 25 or 22. I think 22. Let's say putting 2 and 2 together, making 22. So at least they can add their own logic to that, and it will still make sense to their head. But could it be 22? Could 2 and 2 actually be 22 in this instance? Could Elliot Anderson actually go to Man United? And if he does go to Manchester United, it will mean that Manchester United would have, listen, he's not going to be cheap. I think he's going to cost at least £80 million. So if he does come to Manchester United, it means we are going to have to spend a good amount of money on this guy. Just a question. I still believe the talk that it's probably more likely City. I still believe that talk. And I'm only going to, but I also believe the talk that Man United are in for the shout, because Man United haven't removed their name from him. Man United only really want their names linked to players that they think are coming to the football club. So if Pep leaves, for instance, in the summer, some players might be unsure. Some players might go. Some players might not go. Some players might stay. Pep leaving in the summer might change all of this. We don't know yet, but the talk is Pep might leave in the summer. So I don't know, guys. Just a thought to end the show. Big up. It's 8 o'clock. Nice, quick 45-minute show. Kind of how I planned them to be. But, if they're long and you guys are still here and the conversation's flowing, it's all good. It is all good. Big up the chat. Nice, quick show today. Tim said Holland has good experience. I agree. I want Holland to stay. Anyone who's been around that long, even he doesn't need to be Michael Carrick's number 2 or anything like that. He just needs to be someone who gives his opinion on things and gives advice. Because when you've been around the block for so long, you have to take that person's opinion on board. Osman says Pep is gone and good riddance. So Osman says Pep is gone. What's it going to be like when Pep Guardiola leaves Manchester City? It's going to feel so strange, a Premier League without Pep. Pep's been there for a good amount of time. Anyway, guys, big up the chat. Nice quick show. Nice quick one from Oz. I guess Steve Holland signing up means I don't have to worry about Ben White joining United. I don't know if that was Vance, bro. You funny guy. Because, because Steve Holland and Ben White. Steve Holland and Ben White's beef. Anyway, big up the chat. Big up the chat. Good show. We will be back Wednesday. Hopefully on Wednesday we will have more news. I think surely, guys, by Wednesday we will have the official announcement by Manchester United about Michael Carrick. You'd think by Wednesday we would know for sure. By Wednesday we will definitely know what's happening to Arsenal and Man City. Oh, TK says Pep knows the punishment is coming at the end of June. So I feel like everyone is under the impression, that Pep Guardiola is leaving Manchester City. This opens up a lot, man. Listen, if Pep leaves Man City, next season is a free-for-all. I'm not convinced by Arsenal. If we recruit well, there's no reason that we can't close that 14-point gap and make it Listen, what was the gap last season? Was it like a 30-point? What was the gap last season that we closed? Let me just look at this. Premier League table 2024. Okay, so we were 15th, 42 points. Raw. We were 15th with 42 points, and Liverpool won the league with 84. Jesus Bumbaras. They doubled the amount of points. That's crazy. We were crap last season. We finished level on points with Wolves, 42. I don't even know if we can even use last season as any kind of benchmark, bro. That's crazy. That's some bullshit, you know. All right, so this season, once again, Arsenal 80. So they're probably going to finish around 84 points. But this time we're on 68. So we went 42 to 68. Yeah, we made 26 points. And we're only, like I said, at the moment 12 points, but probably end up being like 14 points or something. Maybe still only 12 points behind Arsenal. So let's say we make up 14. We can't make up 14. We can make up if we made up 26 points, yeah, in one season by just getting these attackers. 26 points. And I know it doesn't work like that. It's not a straight line. It could be a curve. But there's no reason not to believe that we can't make up the 14 points this season by addressing the midfield. I don't know, guys. I know it's not that simple to think that way, but just introducing some positivity. Anyway, big up people. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.